Wagwan YouTube, it's your boy Click Man, and you're tuning into Click React. Today I got a fire video for you guys. Andrew Tate, I don't know if you guys know about him. If you don't, a hot topic on the internet as always. Anything he's on is just blowing up. So he had an interview with Piers Morgan before about some other stuff that he said. Now we're back with some new stuff about freedom of speech, Elon Musk, and so a lot more. So it does get spicy, and every time Tate seems to have the upper hand and shuts him up. So guys, that's what we're going to be reacting to today. Guys, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications, drop a like, and let me know what you think about this debate. I appreciate you guys as always, man. Keep rocking with me. See y'all.
Have been viewed billions of times online. He's been banned from pretty much every mainstream social media platform.
Must save free speech.
Twitter.
Okay.
Andrew Tate, welcome back.
First of all, I just wanted to say I think that this stupid allowing everybody to be blue check mark verified is dumb. I think it's dumb.
Back to Piers Morgan Uncensored.
But it does show you though how stupid people really are. That everybody now is running to go get verified. For what? What do you do? Why do we need to know that you're verified? Why? Like, you know what I mean?
Your take on this, I think, is quite interesting because you've been a victim of being, if victim's the right word, but you've been removed from social media platforms for your opinions.
Okay.
Elon Musk has dedicated himself, he says, to...
Why he looks so serious?
Do you think that's going to include you, for example?
I don't think it matters if it includes me or not. I think what's important is that free speech is the #1 weapon against absolute tyranny. And although you cannot have complete free speech because then conversations completely break down into asinine insult fests, I do like the idea of the changing of the guard when it comes to control over information.
Is it possible, Andrew Tate, to actually police...
I love how he calls him by his full name. Is it possible, Andrew Tate?
Something like Twitter, to be...
I mean, that's what Twitter is known for, right? To
so toxic?
not filter anything. Anytime you look for something on Instagram and you see that it's censored, just go to Twitter, you find it. And some people want to see that.
Now, that whatever happens, before we had all the people on the right screaming away that they were being no-platformed and so on. Now you've got all the people on the left screaming that they're being diminished in some way. It's very tribal, very toxic. Can Musk cut through
that? This guy's such a fucking
how?
loser, bro.
Yeah, it's going to be extremely difficult. There's always going to be one group of people who are extremely unhappy, but I think that anybody who's
can't please everybody, man.
To understand the truth of what's been going on in the world recently will know that the left and their narratives have certainly been protected for a very long time. And the universe swings and balances, and God often restores balance to the universe, and perhaps it might swing the other way for a while. I truthfully am a person who believes that all points of view are extremely important because as soon as you block points of view, you have absolute tyranny.
It's like communism at that point.
Self-defeating, isn't it? Because you carried on getting huge attention. It was interesting to me when you came on the show.
This guy's such a loser.
We've had, I think, nearly 6 million people have viewed the whole interview that we did, which is a huge number of people, certainly far higher than watched it on conventional television. So you have a whole world out there online which operates away from social media platforms.
Okay. What was your question?
Yeah,
what?
I've been very, very...
This nigga just spewed like a whole paragraph at him. What do you want him to reply to? So he's just going to reply to the last sentence. So dumb.
In spite of them, but not many people can do that. I'm in a pretty unique position. But I think that everybody needs a voice to a degree. And social media platforms are now the most important platforms on the planet.
Yep.
They control information and they influence real-world decisions. And they influence people's perception of reality. The last few years of COVID have been a perfect example of what happens when you censor one side of the argument and you only allow one point of view to be purported by the mainstream itself, and that's how you end up interacting.
This guy knows his shit, man.
You were just discussing that, Piers.
Yeah, and I think that's a perfectly valid point. People have quite rightly held me to task over some of the positions I took during the COVID pandemic, notably when the scientists said as a definitive fact that you couldn't transmit the virus if you had the vaccine. It turned out that wasn't true.
Yeah.
And I based my observations on that.
Because you're a loser, you bum.
Well, in that case, if you refuse to be vaccinated, you shouldn't get the same rights as people who've been vaccinated.
Because you're a bum.
If it's true that if you're unjabbed, you can pass it on. It turned out, actually, there's not much difference whether you've been vaccinated or not. And at that point, I changed my mind.
You changed your mind. This is fucking clown.
There were a lot of people who were being deplatformed from Twitter at the time for questioning the validity of scientific statements, and they would then be a complete U-turn. So I do think it was a very interesting period.
Oh yeah, I bet you do.
It was actually worse than that. You're right, Piers, but it was actually worse than interesting, because what happens is when you censor an entire side of the argument and only allow one side of the argument to have a voice, you are changing reality in real time. You are shaping the world.
How
the
you
only
want
reason
it.
that scam continued as long as it did, and the only reason people didn't get to see their own parents get buried, and the only reason people sat and missed cancer appointments because they were scared of the common cold, was because they were censoring anybody who said anything contrary.
That it was bullshit
version of events that the mainstream media decided they want the entire world to swallow.
This is true.
It's beyond simply interesting, and it's beyond simply funny or coincidental.
Yeah, I will
Man, shut up, Piers.
One thing, it's not the common cold, right? COVID-19 has killed 6.6 million people.
Yeah.
It is one of the most deadly viruses.
And what has the flu killed?
So it wasn't the common cold, but I do think it is completely justified for people to say we should be more cautious, I think, about accepting during fast-moving pandemics the word of scientists as being sacrosanct, because on a number of things, from the use of masks to the efficacy of vaccines in preventing transmission, they did massive U-turns.
Bro, shut up, man.
I've read enough history books to know that the people who do the censoring are never the good guys. And they've been censoring a lot of arguments for a very long time in the name of good. They are weaponizing virtue, and it's always in the name of tyranny. Anybody who is out here trying to silence an entire side of an argument on any subject, whether it's COVID-19, immigration, anything else, they are the evil people who are out for absolute mind control of the populace.
Well, I certainly agree. I certainly agree that I think the healthiest thing for any
Bro, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares if you agree.
And debated. We seem to have lost the ability.
I hate this guy so much. I don't know if you guys can tell.
Yeah, we had a few fractious moments, but actually, I thought it was a pretty spirited debate between people who perhaps had, preconceived views of each other. And I've got no problem interviewing you now about these, because I think you have an interesting take on this stuff.
Yeah, okay.
And that's the key to...
Bro, the man boosts your ratings. Shut the fuck up. If you know that's what it is. He boosts their ratings. That's why they have him on there.
Then you're truly a broken person. And that's what the internet is purporting. It's very interesting you said about Twitter being tribal. There's a large contingent of people on Twitter who simply cannot handle reading an opinion which differs from their own. And that is a degree of immaturity that we do not need adults to be functioning with in the modern world.
No, I agree. If you were Elon Musk,
I agree.
Charging $8 a month, whatever it is, to
be verified,
premium Twitter account, would you do that? Would you pay the extra?
No, why would he do that? He's successful and rich. Does that make sense?
I think that social media companies for a very long time have lived in an absolute fantasy where they've printed money from thin air by charging people for pixels, and they grew into these large conglomerates with too many staff sitting around doing nothing, having coffee breaks. And Elon Musk is a businessman. He's walked into the office and he's...
You wouldn't do it, Tate.
Doing nothing.
The question is, would you do it? You would not do it, bro. You know that.
And he wants his business to make money, as it absolutely should. And how he decides that happens is his prerogative. I don't see why we should sit and accept
I think he asked you that.
Needs 200,000 people sitting around discussing in long meetings, sitting on beanbags about policy of human rights.
I said beanbags. I swear Google does that.
When he's come along and said, no, I'm a businessman, we're going to charge for our service, we're going to reduce the number of staff, and we're going to be a functional, coherent company, as they should be. And that's how he's looking at it. I think he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree, because I remember the appalling censorship of the exclusive about Hunter Biden, the son of the president, about his laptop.
Hunter
Biden. 3
Biden.
weeks before the election that Joe Biden won, he was heading, to a possible victory, but it was tight. And that story, they reckon, could have tipped it either way. But it was completely suppressed and censored, starting with Twitter.
This Piers guy, man, like, I said it, I hate him. But the reason is, it's just like, it seems like the same media that tries to hold shit or keep shit away from us. And he seems to always align with the regular narrative of fuckery that the media or government want to push to people. Like, he seems to always line up with that. Only time he went away from something was, and he didn't even go away from anything, was attacking the prince and his wife. Like, this guy's a clown, bro.
Facebook, then others. Twitter literally locked out.
Like, this guy's, all I see when I see this guy is a Meghan Markle fiend.
True story. I thought that was shameful.
Thank you. That's what you is, man.
It's worse than shameful. It's worse than shameful. When you control information, you control the real world. They affect the real world in absolute in real time.
He's
They're
banned from
genuinely
social
affecting
media.
the
Can you
reality that
imagine?
people live in. They're not just a company. They're not just a.
He's not spreading any hate, no violence, nothing like that. Does he encourage on anybody but a man and a man that enter a ring? That's the only violence he really talks about. It's kind of crazy.
Social media platform. It affects absolutely every single person on the planet when it changes who is elected. I don't want to comment specifically on Hunter Biden or the laptop. I would never kill myself, but I don't think it's fair that they would.
Why would he say it like
hide
that?
Certain key information that close to an election, and the fact that they've done that was done specifically to affect the world that we all live in, and we all have to suffer the consequences of those things. So to sit and say that these companies can just do whatever they want, they're private, etc. No, free speech is beyond important for democracy. It's important for the reality that we exist under.
Andrew Tate, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it.
Sometimes watching Andrew Tate's videos, I can say like I don't agree with everything. I don't ever agree with everything everybody says, but I think this one time he has everything spot on. So, I mean, I think it's a good video. Let me know what you guys think, man. I'll see you guys later.